Well, today we're going to paint a painting of a bridge in a sunset. I have my canvas here. I haven't taped it off because I don't know how big it might be, and we can cut it out later. Up here I have plenty of white. I have phthalo blue. I have a bit too much of it, but we can mix the black out of the phthalo blue and the burnt sienna. I have crimson, raw sienna, a little bit of yellow for the sky, and a little bit of Indian yellow there, and a spot of red there just in case I need it. So there we have white, phthalo blue, crimson, burnt sienna, raw sienna, warm yellow, red and Indian yellow. We'll start with plenty of white and paint in the sky area. We'll put plenty on. We need plenty of white paint here. Now the horizon is a little bit blue, so we'll just touch a bit of blue in there, and we'll see we just get a very little bit of blue in that area there, very little bit. And the mountain will come in here somewhere. We'll just put it in blue, come in there somewhere and come in there somewhere. So this area up here has to be bright sunset. Plenty of white. I'll pick it up with my knife and scrape it on. Makes it a lot quicker. Over the sky area. So that's our undercoat for the sky. That's just white. If you're working in oils, you use titanium white. You might need to thin your titanium white a little bit with a medium. Any medium will do. You'll find one that you like, as long as it doesn't smell too much. Then brush, brush, brush. So that's our undercoat for our sky. Now it's a little bit too thick, a little bit too much paint on there. So we take a little bit off and put it over there. Then the sky is phthalo blue. It's a pretty blue sky underneath those clouds. You can just see the blue sky under the clouds. Crisscross it on, and it's quite dark up here. There. Now before I go too far, I'll add a little bit of crimson with that, and that'll give us that pretty purpley shade up the top. There, and a little bit of crimson on this side too. While the paint is still wet, crisscross brush stroke, and then smooth it out. Give you a little bit of a crimsony purple, a little bit more up there, say darker. Yeah, that gives you a little bit of purple up there. And bring it down. Now here, my paint's drying so fast today. Put a bit more white in there so I have something to work with. And blend the blue into the white. Use that brush stroke just to blend it, and then smooth it out with a straight brush stroke. The sky on this side's got quite a blue tint to it, so we'll get the blue in there, scrub it in, and then spread it out again. And it's very pale actually, but it is blue. There, like that. Now from that we can build our sky on top. We can put our clouds over the top of that. And very white in the distance. I always like to have that white in the distance, especially under the bridge area. I'll clean my brush down here because we're having water down here, and we can put a little bit of water in there to get started while we're waiting for the top to dry. There's a bit of blue, a bit of crimson, mix them together, they'll give us a dark colour here. They'll give us a bluey crimson down the bottom. And plenty of paint, bring it in here. Bluey crimson, don't mix your colours completely, but just mix them together so you got little bits of everything in there. And come up into the water. Into the water here, there's a little bit of light there, so we'll add a bit of white and add a bit of white here. And blend it out. Now, make sure your brush strokes are horizontal here, and those white streaks are okay. You can have white streaks, so don't blend your paint completely there. There's a crimson glow comes through this area, and then there's lots of white come through this area, and I'll add a little bit of that yellow there, not much, just a little bit. We go into the darker tones here, it's more of a bluey tone here. There. Now, I'm not mixing these paints together. We're keeping them separated. And I'll clean my brush, and then we can blend these here. I don't want the blue to come into it too much. So that gives us our flat water look. Now because we've got so much red here, of course there's a lot of red in the sky later. And then before we go too far, let's turn that into water. And across again. Now there is a very dark area here. And we'll put a little bit of burnt sienna in there and that'll turn very dark. There. And I'll finish that off with very dark over in this area here. So we're just laying in the undercoats, getting it ready to finish off and detail. That area there is quite dark, so clean the brush again and bring that down, 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 down. But keep your bright bit there and across. And in the water, about here, we're going to have the pylon for the bridge. Big pylon there, there's a big pylon about there. We can move them later if we have to, but I think they'll be about there like that. Clean your brush and then bring that straight down. And then something like that. Now I didn't want to, but I'm going to introduce a colour, violet. That's violet. With a bit of white, a bit of violet. We can get that violet tint happening up here. See how that looks. Ooh, too much white. Turn it down a bit. Too much paint on my brush. Now with the brush, just a little bit of paint, then I can get that violet happening there. White. Ooh. Violet. That's it. That's it. And the violet into the sky. It's a funny colour, that one. I don't know where it came from. And that'll give you your violet clouds over the top of everything. Comes down. That's a bit much violet. Let's take it off. And rush in the white. And turn it down to a little bit of white. And a few clouds here and there. Let's have some of that red streak back into there. How's that looking? I think it needs a red bottom on that cloud. Well, that'll do us, that'll do us. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. Move that back again. For our background behind the bridge, there we need a very dark colour, so I'm mixing together my burnt sienna and my blue, which will give me a colour almost black. And that goes behind the bridge here, but make sure we keep a little bit of light here somewhere. So we'll just block that in, and it goes behind the bridge about like that. Don't be too fussy with it, and have a broken line at the top. It doesn't have to be a firm edge, it can be a soft edge there, and bring it down into the water. We have long, very long, there. Then across the other side, there's quite a lot of stuff happening over here, like this. And I think there's a mountain over there. It looks like a mountain. It's a bit hard to see. And this one coming a little bit. So yours will be different than mine. Yours won't be the same as mine. Down, 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 down into the water. Cross, 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 cross. And I'll darken that bit there because I think our painting's going to go over a little bit further today over there. Okay. Whoops, I better put a bit of paint down here too and finish this corner off. Down, 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 down. Cross, cross, cross. There. Nice and dark in the corner. That's what we want. The bridge goes across there, about there. Now we must have some light under the bridge, and it goes on a bit of an angle. So let's put it in like that. Now with my trusty painting knife, and I'm going to squirt a little bit of water on there because I like this to be rather runny, and I'm going to mix the colours together, the dark colours, because we don't need them anymore, and don't mix them completely, and that'll give you a very dark colour. That's burnt sienna and blue. Now clean your knife and then just pick up a little bit on the edge of the knife and see if you're going to make a straight line. Yes, there we are. There's our straight line, so there's no need to worry about not being able to draw a straight line. And we take it across to our bridge, and on the bridge we have the first upright. There it is there like that. And on the other side of the bridge it's like that. Now this one is higher, slightly higher, and there's a little one there. Now if we make a mess of it, we can fix it up later. Then there's a cross like that, and a cross like that. Let's put them in like that. So now we're going to construct a bridge, another pier. Now we're going to do the other side of the bridge first. One there, one about there, one about there, and they get closer together as we go. So we'll fix this up later. There, 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 there. That's our other side of the bridge, and the top of the bridge goes there. I think it goes down about an angle like that, then it levels out, something like that. That's one side, and it's all big crosses like this, across there, across there, and there, and there. Now you can't see them all, so don't try to put them all in perfectly. Whatever you do, don't try to do everything perfect. That's the other side of the bridge. I'll unload that there because we need some more paint there. Over here, let's do the other side of the bridge again. I'll load my knife, and that's the upright. And this one gets closer because it's getting quite big here, it's getting quite near us. And another big one there. So that one can be quite big. And this one. And of course, the bits holding it together. Like that. And we can put a cross in there, one there, one there, 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 there. Now those crosses have crosses in between them, or bits and pieces like this. Crosses there, 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 there. Now a few bits and pieces like this, just to show construction lines. That's all. Now I want you to take your knife and this time put it on and just keep it there for a minute so you get a bigger piece of the bridge. Now don't put it on top of that one, put another one there, not quite so big, there, 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 and there. And with that we have a big cross here, big one there, big one there, 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 and crosses here too. And the top of the bridge. Now that's quite solid also. Comes down, 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 like that. And there's bits across this side way. Be careful here not to go back onto your sky. So I'm just using the very tip of the knife. And here again, big piece comes down and it joins to this big one here, and there's a big cross there, and these cross because there's a big one there, I see, like that, and another big one here, there. Don't worry about bits and pieces like this, we can fix them up later. We can put something up there if we have to. Now with my flat brush, I'll touch up this dark bit here. Nice and dark. Nice and dark. And I better put a little bit of something here where the bridge goes off the edge there. And I need a few more crosses here because it is very complicated. And there's a rail on the bridge, that's quite prominent. And make sure this stands out up here, okay. few bits there, there, here and there. Now with a little hairbrush, I'll load it with a bit of paint and I'll touch up these pieces here. Hold the brush with 2 fingers. I'll touch up them bits. And the joins. The joins have got knobs on them. Like that. Big solid pieces. Holding the bridge together. So put a dot here and there on these joins. That'll be a gusset there. And we can have a bridge. I don't know what's on the bridge there, but that'll do. And I'll clean my brush down here. And with a bit of pretty colour, let's go over some of this. Oh, we'll have to come back later when that's dry. I'll put a bit of colour on there. We'll fix that up in a moment. Now, in the meantime, we can detail our bridge like this. A little bit of light shining down that side would look good, and there. You can have a little bit of light across the top of these trees. And with your painting knife again, very horizontal line. Let's have one there, and one there, and one in the distance. Very horizontal line. That'll give you that little bit of something there. I like the ripples in the water. I think they help. So let's put a few in. Now I notice, looking up under my bridge, that I think I'd like a line here. I think that looks a little bit better. And a couple of lines here, in there to fill in that space. There's too much of a hole through the bridge there. Now with a bit of luck, I might be able to touch that up. Yep, that'll do. Now I notice this is out of perspective. I'll have to put a white line there to take that leg back behind the other one. And let's have a bit brighter white line on this one. That'll bring him forward a little bit. And why not a bit of white on top of the bridge? Might look nice. So that's our bridge. Now we can touch up this bit here. Oh, my brush has gone stiff. That's okay. Now I'll bring that up a little bit there. And a bit here. That's better. A little bit of white on a big clean round brush. Let's have a few clouds here. Just a little bit purple. How's that look? That's okay. It's better. So, what's wrong with it? Okay, the bridge is out of perspective. It needs to be bigger, much bigger on this end. So let's come very big like this on the end here. And we might have to run a white line under here just to show that that is the edge of the bridge. Just a little bit of light under there. Yes, that's better. A little bit of light there. Masking tape. Let's see what it looks like finished. Okay. There. And there. And we cut out a bit across the bottom and run it across the top. There. How does that look? That's okay.